Welcome back on the Rice Unfiltered podcast. I am voice of your Rice Owls J.P. Heath. Make sure you subscribe, Apple, Spotify, and be a big help if you would like us on the Rice Owls YouTube channel as well. We have basketball, baseball, we talk volleyball, we take our turn. A dip in the pool here this week, not literally, but we talked to Seth Huston coming up here in just a matter of moments. And one of the Owls' many talented swimmers, Ava Hamblett, comes on and joins us as well. Coach, how about this? Bright lights, setup? Pretty cool, huh?
I'm very excited. You guys are accentuating every wrinkle I have. So 24 years of shelling. So thank you.
Yeah, it helps with the hairline as well here, I found. Well, first off, in the foremost, congrats on the conference championship. I know those never get old. Your immediate reaction once you found out, once y'all won, like in the glee that came, well, can you describe it even though it's been a little bit?
I mean, you know, it doesn't really line up with how last year went. I mean, last year, it came down to the last relay and just where we had to place, whether we were going to come out on top on the team score or not. That one was way closer. So this one, I don't want to say we knew it was in the bag or anything like that, but I don't really look at scores during the meet during a session, only after a session. But I wanted to make sure, like, are we in a good place? Is our relay safe going into the last event? And we had a really comfortable lead, so it's like, okay, it's definitely a done deal at that point. So it was. I wouldn't call it relief. It was just like, well, we did it, but I knew we had done it all the way through the meet. So it was like, let me just expand on that. Like,
yeah.
A conference championship, just like in basketball, baseball, is multiple games. For us, it's multiple days. A preliminary session would set you up for scoring in the finals in that evening. And if any one of those sessions, especially if you're in the hunt for a team title, if any one of those sessions is a downer or you're flat, things don't happen, I mean, you're really in trouble. And like our girls, to their credit, like it's really hard to be 8 for 8, and I think we went 8 for 8. And so going into that, really the last day is where we had to make sure we got it done in the morning, and I think we were set our sails up for smooth sailing in the evening.
And the Owls in total finished the championship with 4 individual titles and 1 relay championship, 13 medals altogether. Going in, I know coaches talk about how you surrender the outcome. You might not have some of those expectations at least beforehand. Is that about what you forecast? Did that meet what you thought? And how proud of you of each of those for achieving those goals?
Well, I wanted to win more than that.
Of course.
But it's a really competitive meet. 9 schools there. I don't even know how many different teams won events. We definitely won our share. Getting up on the podium is huge. So if you're top 3 and medaled, you were definitely in the winner's circle. And I feel like as a team, especially individually, most all the girls had their best meet of the season there.
Mm-hmm. And discuss the diving aspect, how adding diving a couple years ago, correct? It was amazing going back, and I rewind a little bit for context. For those that don't know, Rice didn't have a diving program for the longest time, but still won how many conference championships?
Well, we had our stretch. We won in 11, 13, and 14. So we just tried to win on a lot of swimming depth. But then, like our rival in our conference, when it was Conference USA, FIU, they had just head and shoulders better divers than any other program in the conference. I mean, they would sometimes 1, 2, 3 diving, and we just watched those points, drift away from us. So actually, adding diving's huge. We wouldn't have won last year without it. We wouldn't have won this year without it, even with a 150-point lead victory. I think diving, I haven't done the math, but we probably scored a little over 200 points in diving.
Wow. Tell us about Coach Gabby Karakesh and his Olympic pedigree and just what attracted you to bringing him on board. He's got the bona fides, but just not only the depth the diving program gives the whole program, but just what he does on a day-to-day basis to prep the divers.
Yeah, I mean, Gabby, diving is a small world. I mean, so in the diving world, everybody knows Gabby, and and he's got a great reputation. Not just as a diver, elite diver. He's a 3-time Olympian, but he's been like an age group developmental diving coach of the year a couple times in USA Diving. So he's a really good instructor. I think he's got a great knack for teaching and kind of getting his divers to make corrections and do things better, and they tend to perform at a much higher level with him.
And tell us about the rest of the staff. I know Jessica Rodriguez, Guy Bowles, and Marta with the recent experience in the pool with you.
Well, yeah. So Jess, who's finishing her 8th year as a full-time assistant, and did 2 years as a volunteer assistant before that. So I actually knew her. Like, we recruited her out of high school. She ended up going to North Texas, and like every year she kind of just takes a little more ownership of the program and kind of manages and oversees things to a higher degree, and to a point where as moving along, I just started passing things off to her, and then I answer to her, which I'm totally fine with, because she can do it and I don't want to do it or something, and she would do it better than me, and that's what I want. I want to be able to have different people on my staff with responsibilities, and in some ways I have to answer to them. And I'm trying to get Guy to that place. So he's in his first year with us. He's been an assistant for men and women at Henderson State. He swam at Henderson State in Arkansas, and he was at Toledo last year. So I think for him, it's trying to find where his strengths are going to be, and then where we're going to kind of give him, kind of empower him to kind of manage different parts of the program. And then Marta, Marta swam. We recruited Marta. She swam at Rice. She was a captain, a school record holder. She's a great story in and of herself, but she's getting her PhD in biochemistry, and just wanted to stay with the team and keep working. So, and that girl, like, she's everything that really the rest of the staff isn't. Really good at, AI, kind of setting up meals, getting, asking the team, okay, send back to me, what do you want to get to eat, and organizing all that. So, like, she's super valuable in that way.
So 24 years at Rice, what continues to inspire you about dealing with the Rice swimmers and student athletes here?
What inspires me?
Yeah, because you've been around.
Yeah, I've been around. I always kind of joke, I don't think I have any other skills that I could, to hold down a job. I mean, so, and
we're in the same club there. I can relate.
So I get paid to stand on a pool deck and make up workouts, and for me, I'm like in the perfect place. I get to work with really smart, really generally very disciplined and just energetic young people, and I don't really have too many headaches. And I bet you most coaches would trade my headaches in for theirs, and I don't want their headaches, And so I figure as long as I still feel like I'm either can make a difference or connect with them, then this is what I want to keep doing. Hopefully I'm get keen enough to witness when I'm maybe like kind of losing a touch or can't quite do it. Maybe Ava can clue you in if that's happening or not. But that, it's all I've really ever done, and I love doing it, and I'm going to keep trucking along.
I ask all the ball coaches this kind of question because I'm fascinated with coaching trees in other sports. But who are your swimming coaching inspirations? Either you've taken a little bit here, a little bit there, and I'm sure you've become your own man, but just who are some that really motivated you early on?
Yeah. So exactly, like I'll always tell anybody who's worked with me, I go, well, you learned what to do and what not to do, right? Like, you got to fit your personality. So I had a couple club coaches growing up in high school that it's probably where I kind of got the itch to want to coach. I wouldn't really say, I just liked their lifestyle, and I just thought, you get to do something you love to do. And I knew I wanted to do that. I worked for Ed Brennan at University of Tampa. He was my coach, and I worked for him. He was like a super creative guy. He was always like he always could get up and give the craziest, most inspirational messages to the team. And so I really feel like I got a lot out of him. And then I worked for Richard Siebesma at TCU. And I learned a lot from Richard, really, about how organizing a team and back then I was the assistant. We had a diving coach, and it was me and him with men and women, and and expectations. Like, these are my expectations, and you will meet them. And I learned a lot from Richard with that. Just along the way, I've never been afraid to follow. When I was a young guy, follow the old guys around a little bit and have a beer with them, and ask questions. And so, always eager to learn.
Mm-hmm. The Rice curiosity coming out, no doubt. Let's get back in the pool with this year, and kind of swimming novice at best dummy that I am. Explain how this goes. Reese Cole, Ava Portello be competing in the NCAA individual championships as conference champs. But just tell us about their story and what's led to their success.
That could be a while story. So they're both sophomores. We were super excited when they committed to us several years ago. Ava is from Davis, California, and was clearly a diamond in the rough. I remember she committed to us later in her junior year, but her senior year she was just, getting better and better. And I think she's just very, very dedicated to the sport, super coachable, very talented, and then she's a great teammate. She's very, she can really think things through and kind of process and then take our message or whatever and then kind of translate it into the pool. And she's really learned to be really grounded, and that's huge because she's not winning events on talent alone. She's she's staying calm, cool, and collected, and I always call it staying in her lane, truly between the lane ropes. And you can always tell when she gets a little offset. She'll come over and I'll be like, what happened? She's like, I kind of freaked. I went out with them. I'm like, swim your race, you'll be successful. She's like, I know. She sticks to her plan. She's incredible. Mm-hmm. Reese is kind of an interesting story. Super, super talented, athletically, training-wise, she just does not ever break down. She can just go on and on and on, and you're like, how do we challenge her? Well, you just bring her back the next day and make her work again. Where most people have to have recovery. Well, one of the things I think that's had to catch up to her is just her self-confidence and that she's truly capable of doing what she was doing this week. Last year, she was not ready to win events, maybe physically, but certainly on a level of believing in herself. And so over the course of this year, you could just see her that coming out of her. And she's still they're still, in my opinion, really still scratching the surface of what they're capable of doing.
Mm-hmm. And Antonina Harded, Nebraska transfer, Morgan Robson competing in College Station in the diving zones. And the nuance, I guess, is understand the research I've done. The diving zone takes a different number of athletes, correct? But in that zone, you'll have the most in that zone that they'll be competing against, or?
Yeah, so each zone is kind of based on over the last years, they get assigned a certain number of people that will move on to NCAAs.
Okay.
So, and then it breaks it down into 1 meter, into 3 meter, different boards, and then there's an overlap where, if you've already made the meet, it opens the door for somebody else. So they both have competed at zones before. I feel like Gabby definitely feels like Anto, her 3 meters, probably her premier event. Morgan hasn't been considered a 1 meter diver, and then she ended up, I think that was her highest finish at conference, which, it's who knew? That's anything can happen. But I know Morgan kind of came here more as a platform diver. But, again, this year she's really elevated her game in all disciplines of diving.
And lastly, Ava Hamblett is joining us next here on the podcast. Tell us a little bit about her, make her blush as she's off here to the side, just what has gone into her story and her improvement, because she has quite the bona fides we're going to go over here in just a second.
She does. There's too many nice things I could say about her. So, she's just a great fit for Rice. Incredible student, a high level of maturity. And she probably, I would say, honestly, within this team right now is, and again, we've got a lot, but kind of just most dialed in, wants to get better, very goal driven, but not thrown off like intimidated by it. She's fierce and loves to go for it. So every year, like, she's gotten better. She's not afraid of work, definitely not afraid to race. In fact, she loves to get up and race, and that's hard to teach. That's just kind of innate. And I feel like I kind of brag on her a little bit. I said you're gonna have this legacy of being like the most fiercest competitor. This year she had swum so well early in the year in the mile. She was going to be seeded in the evening session in the mile, but then also her best event where she won last year is the 200 back. And like, nobody can double that. Like, you wouldn't. Most people, you would be like, can we do that? Or you wouldn't even consider it. I asked her, we talked about it, and she bit. And I'm like, wow, how cool is that? And like, we tried it actually in the mid-season, and she did really quite well. So she had to swim the mile. She ends up getting third in that event. We've kind of got these signals down, like, okay, so you don't kill yourself coming home if you don't have to kind of help set her up for the 2 back later. I've also said, like, she willingly gave up her baby, the 200 back, to swim the mile for the team. And most people, that's a hard sell. And so again, I really admire that she put the team first. Now, I've given it all to her here coming up. We're going to the National Invitation Championship coming up, and she doesn't have to swim the mile. So she gets to be all in on that 2 back the last day and just lay it out on the line. And because I know she's got big goals, and so we want to give her a shot to get them.
Lastly, I'd be remiss if I didn't ask about the seniors. I know you graduate. Is it 6 seniors on the swimming side? Just what?
5.
5. Okay. What's the class meant in coaching 101? You got to replace some talent here, especially at a great program you've built. Like, but what have they meant to you?
Well, this senior class, I always have kind of, over time, when you've done it 24 years, you definitely know if your seniors are in it, your team will follow. And I've had some years where your seniors kind of have one foot out the door, and that I really guard against that now. I learned that we can't have that because it's just not good for the culture. These seniors were great leaders. I mean, not just Ava, Ella Dyson. It's just one of the most decorated swimmers at Rice over time, and just she asked to do extra this morning in a training session. I mean, Lily Kramer has been like an incredible competitor. It's going to be really hard just to replace for some like total gamer. It's a group that's really laid out a lot of great leadership, and they've all got more of a voice as they've grown up in the program, and I feel like they're leaving a legacy, of kind of where they envision the program to be. That's kind of the goal for seniors in my mind, is how, when you leave, what did you leave the team? And I think they're leaving the team in a great place.
Hey, thanks so much for everything you do in the pool, outside the pool, and just those titles. It's impressive, and can't wait to talk to you again. Appreciate it.
Well, neither can I. I mean, winning is fun, so we'd like to do it again.
Appreciate you. Thank you very much. That's Seth Huston, longtime Rice swimming coach. Stay tuned. Coming up next, we'll talk to the aforementioned Ava Hamblett here. It's the Rice Unfiltered podcast. Welcome back on the Rice Unfiltered podcast. Thanks to Coach Huston for joining us. And I'd like to remind you to like us if we're on the Rice House YouTube channel, and you can, on the run, just pop us up in the automobile there on Apple or Spotify or wherever you get your podcast. Joined now by a senior swimmer from Orange, Connecticut. She was just educating me during the break about Connecticut geography. It's Ava Hamblett. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, outstanding. Thanks for coming out and doing this. I got that senior schedule. What's it feel like? I was like asking athletes this. So much of your time is behind you than is in front of you. What have you learned about yourself at Rice during this time? How does it feel to be relatively close to the finish line, so to speak?
It feels great. I mean, it's crazy to think that the time's already like passed that much. I'm a little sad. This is my last swim season, last collegiate swim season, but it's nice because I look back and I've had so many great memories here.
Mm-hmm. What made you choose Rice from way up there in Connecticut, coming down here to the big city a few years ago?
I mean, when I was first looking, Rice just seemed perfect on paper. They had a great swim program, and academics are really highly prioritized here. And when I talked to Seth a couple times, it sounded like he was really like invested in our futures, not only in swimming, but also like for our careers and like academically too. And as soon as I visited, I was like, this is the place I want to be. I didn't end up visiting anywhere else. I called Seth and was like, wow, let's have this happen. So,
wow. So it sold you that much.
Yeah, definitely. I was hoping Seth was going to call me up and be like, okay, we want you too. Like,
nice.
Yeah. So,
almost 4 years now. What have you learned about yourself during this time? Very broad, deep end question, I know, but what have you learned about yourself?
I mean, just that, I've accomplished so much more in the swimming side than I have ever thought possible. In high school, I struggled to drop a lot. And so then in college, with Seth as a coach and all the like athletic training and everything like that, made a lot of progress in that aspect. And then the classes that are offered here, I feel like I've really grown academically and figured out what I want to do in my future. So. Mm-hmm.
And what is that future? What would you like when the swimming days are over? What would you like to get into, and what are you studying?
So I study biology, and I ideally want to go into like pharmaceutical industry. I did an internship at Pfizer actually one summer between swim seasons, and
they're kind
really,
of a big deal.
Yeah, it really showed me that's what I want to do. So yeah.
Nice. Who are your swimming inspirations growing up?
I mean, Kayla Ledecky, definitely.
Yeah.
She's a big one. Even such a big presence still now. When I was really little, Missy Franklin, that was when she had her. But a lot of those big names, a lot of the Olympians, I loved watching the Olympics.
Yeah, you're making me feel extra old now. So what is it about swimming that just, I heard all the Michael Phelps inspiration, just get in the pool, you in the line. Like, what fires you up most about swimming?
I mean, I love the competition. I love like spending all the hours just to like get up there and put it all on the line. Like I love like the very end of a race. I'm not someone who just like, relaxes if I look like I'm losing or whatever like that. I'm definitely someone I like to all the way to the wall. But definitely in practice, I mean, there's something about just like the feeling of the water going by you. There's something about that feeling. Yeah.
Did you play any other sports growing up?
I've tried them all. Swimming was the only one that really stuck. So yeah.
How old were you when you started? That 4 or 5, just throwing in the water?
I mean, I was 6. I learned how to swim the previous summer, but my brother and I both learned at the same time, and my parents were like, okay, let's put them in, and it never stopped after that. So. Okay,
so you'd get the early Coach Huston and company have the competition out, but back then you're swimming against brother and sister, or?
Yeah, kind of a little bit of a sibling rivalry, but yeah.
I hear that from a lot of athletes. You kind of get beat up on the basketball court, or in football get tackled, but in swimming kind of the same type of deal.
I mean, it's easy to compare, times. I mean, that's exactly how you know who's better, Yeah. It's not subjective at all. So,
yeah. So let's get into this year's team and some in the recent, going back to last year too. You're 4th in the 500 free over in Greensboro, and then part of the champion 800 free relay team. So break it down for the novice like me and some that maybe not be swimming experts listening, just what went into those wins. I know you got your times, but just what worked out for y'all.
I mean, for the relay, it was a really great group. I mean, it was Ava Portello, Reese, Cole, and then Avery Kress. One of the freshmen got to be on it, which was really exciting for her, I think. And then Portello and Reese had been on the relay the previous year with me also. And so I think we just had a good energy. We wanted to, prove to everyone else that, we could win a relay and everything like that. We were fighting for a championship, so we wanted to do it.
Mm-hmm. And you're 3rd in the 1650 free, and the Owls swept the podium, right? Mm-hmm. So I imagine there'd be just some competition in between y'all too. Like, hey, you want to do best for the team, but I imagine that inspires y'all when you have so many close on the podium too, right?
Yeah, I mean, my other 2 teammates who got 1st and 2nd, they definitely were in front of me. I was kind of more in the competing everyone else like a little bit. I kind of start my race a little slower and then I build into it. As Seth knows, he's like, just wait for her to make her move. That's what he tells everyone. And so I was definitely just waiting to make my move, and then it happened, and I'm really excited to be able to be on the podium with 2 of my teammates. That was really cool. Yeah,
and then last year, 1st in that, and 1st in the backstroke. So you had a lot of accolades during your time here. When did you know it kind of clicked? Yes, you're getting into college. Yes, you're a great swimmer, but you took it to that extra level, it seems, by looking at the accolades. Was there a point when you're swimming collegiately where you like, hey, I've got this if I keep working?
I think it was after my freshman year. We do meetings with Seth, like one-on-one after our seasons, and he sat me down and he was like, I think there's a lot more potential here. Like, I mean, I just dropped a ton in the 200 backstroke, and that was obviously now my like best event. And he was like, I really think that there's a lot to still improve on. And I was like, I think so too. So like that was my moment where I was like, I can continue dropping. Like freshman year had gone really well, and then I knew that I could do a lot more.
So you partially answered that. Do you have a favorite stroke?
Yes.
So backstroke.
Backstroke, definitely the 200 specifically, yeah.
Really? Okay. So what is it about that just motivates you to keep doing it?
It's like a longer race, so you can't just go out and sprint because otherwise you're just not going to make it to the end. And so I like to be able to build into my races. Like similar to the mile, I enjoy swimming the mile because you're able to build into it.
Favorite class at Rice, or two? You don't have to. Or favorite professor, or.
I'm also a sports medicine major, and I really enjoyed a lot of the kinesiology classes. So I don't know the exact one. Maybe like, I can't remember all the names. Maybe like human physiology was really interesting. Yeah, some of those ones, yeah. Your
hardest class at Rice or most challenging?
Organic chemistry. Okay. Definitely.
Seems like a common answer. That feels, I'm sure you aced it, right? Come on.
No, I don't know about ace, but it was solid. It was solid, yeah.
She got through it, right? She endured. Speak to the team bonding again. Talked to a lot of football, basketball, baseball athletes. What's it like inside a swimming clubhouse, if that's the term? Because y'all's rep is that, I mean, you're different folks, but at the same time, you work really hard, right? You get an eclectic mix there in the swimming team.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, we're all very different people. I feel like, if we didn't all swim, I don't know if everyone has different majors. I don't know if I would have met them all at Rice otherwise. But we're a very tight-knit group. I feel like we do a lot of bonding events. Like we do go out for birthdays and dinners all the time together, just enjoying and being each other's presence. Yeah.
Who is the team comedian?
Maybe Mia Nagel, one of the other seniors. That she will be missed next year for comedic. Yeah.
Okay, so nothing in violation of any kind of codes, but just you like to have some good-natured fun in the pool.
Definitely,
right?
Yeah.
Any current swimming motivations or players, or swimmers that kind of motivate you when you watch Olympics and the World Championships and the like?
I mean, definitely. I feel like a lot of, like, Katie Grimes is a very big name right now. She does a lot in open water and in the pool, which is very impressive. Not many swimmers can do that. She's one of the bigger names. I mean, Kayla Decky still has a big presence. I'd say like those two right now, yeah.
And anything you'd like to say to Rice fans or anybody watching that they might not know about swimming, or a message to them about what even misunderstood about Rice swimming or just swimmers in general, because you don't get all the attention, but at the same time, you compete so hard and you're winning so much.
I mean, it's a little bit more of an individualized sport, but yet we still are very much scoring points just for the team total. I think sometimes people just think of it as more of like an individual sport, but we do very much do it for the team. Yeah.
And lastly, what do you hope your time at Rice in the pool and out of it has helped you down in your career? And what can fans maybe learn from that? And they get it from other athletes too, but what do you think you've learned from your time?
Definitely a lot of like time management, discipline. I'd say like any Division I athlete, I mean, you need to know how to manage your schedules, especially with competitions and practices. You have a lot more limited time than any other normal college student. So,
okay. Yeah. And has this been your favorite swimming podcast interview so far?
My only one, but yeah, definitely.
Okay, see, we're ranked number 1. That's a good time. I don't know what the splits are on that, but hey, thanks for the time.
Thank you.
Rice Fight, all that good stuff. Appreciate it. Thanks for listening here to the Rice Unfiltered podcast. Thanks to Coach Huston, obviously Ava, and Walter and Kelly and Sarah behind the scenes, and Kendall too. Have a great rest of this day and night. God bless. Go Owls, Rice Fight. This has been the Rice Unfiltered podcast.